Here is Ethereum in US dollars, 3,390 US dollars as of right now. Let's do a quick bit of historical analysis. We'll go take the monthly time frame using the tradingview.com website. This is the monthly time frame. Each candle is 1 month. And of course, and you know, hindsight is 2020 and all that. Imagine seeing the value of Ethereum back in 2016, 2017, 2018, even in 2018, 2017, when it was down at like $8, $9, $10, and everyone was talking, and I was listening. This is the thing. I was watching people who were talking about the magic of Ethereum, smart contracts, what it's going to do for the crypto world and all that. And I didn't get in Ethereum at like $10. You know, I started getting in a little bit later when I was trading, you know, buying ICOs and all that kind of stuff. Then you get your Ethereum, then you use your Ethereum for other things because it was like cheap. This is the mentality we all have. We go, Ethereum, I can waste 0.2 Ethereum for a transaction. No problem. That's fine because it's only like $20. Who cares? And then you did the same with Bitcoin, right? And then 0.2 of an Ethereum now is worth, well, a hell of a lot more, right? So we had the pump in 2018. That was to, where are we? $1,500 it was. Then we had the second cycle pump right here, well, the third cycle technically, to nearly $5,000 per Ethereum. And then we've had that move, definitely the low of around about 900. That was in June of 2022. And since we had that move back up to, what do you know, this key Fibonacci level from this old high and this old low, and that is at the 3,740 mark. Just in the last month, we have cracked above. And look at this. I'll show you on the weekly time frame. There was a sort of a symmetrical triangle pattern happening here. Breakout. We haven't even had a retest of that. You don't always get a retest, but just watch out for that. We are screaming up on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame, and on the monthly time frame, we are not even back in extremely overvalued yet, so it has a lot of room to move. Okay, I don't think it's just sitting on the sidelines at the moment. I think the pump is now in full swing. Okay, yes, look, in the next month or two, you could have a retrace back down to this line. So yeah, you could retrace to 2,800 US dollars, something like that. You wouldn't want to see it close any lower than this Fibonacci line right here at 2,340 US dollars. That's a big line in the sand. So we'll just go like that. Here we go. Bump, bump. And we'll just talk about the potential $15,000 target as well. Big line in sand at 2340. Okay, definitely don't want to see it lower than there. Not good. Cool, 2340. You closed back down below there. Yeah, not so much. For Ethereum, I don't think it's getting there personally. I think if everything else is going up, I think Ethereum is one of the majors, so it's going to continue up with some up and downs along the way. No shit, Sherlock. Really, Joe? So let's talk about higher prices. Why do I think 15,000 is reasonable? It's at the top end of reasonable, but it is reasonable. Okay, if we have the target, the time target of around about the end of this quarter, the final quarter of next year. So October, November-ish, that kind of time frame. That's around about here. Now I'm going to be generous. That's the 1st of November. So that's a vertical timeline. This indicates the end of next year, where a lot of people believe that if the cycle plays out the same way that it normally does, then crypto will peak around about that November, December, October time of the year after the halving. We've had the halving this year, so that would signal around about there. What do you notice? You notice this trend line right here, very clear trend line. And what do you also notice? A key Fibonacci level. So let me show you. Right here, right about there is the reasonable, top end of reasonable, but I would say a reasonable target. So that's why I think $15,000 is a reasonable target. It's at the top end, but look at this. There's nothing to say. And look at the move. We're not even in extremely overvalued yet on Ethereum, and I think we will be at some point. It looks like it's ticking over. I don't think this ticks over unless all this crypto thing right now is a flash in the pan for the next 1 or 2 months. There could be a case to be made that until Trump is inaugurated on January the 20th next year, this could all be the buying on the rumor, and then, hey, that could be the sell on the news. You never know. I don't think so, but, some people are making that case. But if it does continue, look at this. You've got so much room to move. And the top end of this, you would call this the mother of all trend lines for Ethereum. So that coincides around about here. And what's that? That's the 11.089 Fibonacci from this old high and this old low. That's at 15,560 US dollars. I'm going to pop that in. That is the reason why I think $15,000 for Ethereum is top end of reasonable likelihood. Does that make sense? Good. Likelihood? Nah, likelihood? That's not even likelihood. Whatever, man. I don't care if that's not even spelled correctly. Top end of reasonable likelihood at 15,000 US dollars. And the thing is, that's not that huge of a pump. 15,000 right there. Okay, gotcha. That's not even a huge pump from here in terms of its percentage gain, because we're already at, 3,400 US dollars. So from here to there, that is approximately, that's a 350% move. That's not a lot. Actually, a 300% move, 350% move between now and then, really not that much. Some people are calling maybe a 7,000, a 10,000. That's probably, it could pump right there, but this is definitely reasonable around about here. It all seems to coalesce around that kind of thing. And, if you believe we live in a simulation, the most entertaining outcome is usually the most likely. And so that would be the entertaining outcome, that we come to smack right back up against this mother of all trend lines right here. It smacks up against the sort of usual cycle time frame, and it smacks up against this Fibonacci level as well. $15,000 is a reasonable target for Ethereum. Will it get there? Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts.